Okay, so for today, we are going to start Unit 3, which is recalculating. So, when we have bumps in the road, so as we go through this, this kind of goes back over all the places you'll go, which was the theme as we've went through this course from the Dr. Seuss book, okay? Because there'll be times where you hit bumps and slumps and everything else in your life and in your career path. So, in this one, we talks about incurring roadblocks and the financial, mental states, physical, emotional that you may encounter, and resiliency, like how can you cope with it, and how well would you cope with these kind of things happening? Okay, so it's all sometimes in how you look at what failure is. And it's not just being unsuccessful. It's like it says down here, it's the first attempt in learning. Okay. So some of the greatest failures have led to amazing successes. Okay. So just because something doesn't work the first time doesn't mean that it won't the second. Okay. So I want you to read through all of this. And there is some TED Talks videos talking about being wrong and failures. I want you to watch these. These are real people that have gone through this. So, okay, and then it gets into the change. Sometimes things take a different path, and excuse me, you may not um, want change or embrace change, but sometimes it opens up new opportunities. So you're going to read through this, and then I want you to go through this talking about change interactive activity, okay? And it gives you 4 different people in here, and it goes through changes with them, okay? Assignment 1 is basically measuring your ability to cope with change and challenge. So you're going to open up the file, and this is what the file will look like, okay? And you are going to read the statements, and you are going to rate them 1 to 5. Never like me, always like me, usually half the time, okay? And the highest score you can possibly get is 75, okay? So if you did 5 times 15, that's 75, and you always like you, okay? Then you're going to need to interpret your results. So highlight 2 statements that you gave yourself the highest ratings on, and then I want you to describe how you've shown this in the past, okay? I want you to elaborate. Don't worry that the box is this small, because if you're writing, okay, you can just keep writing, okay? So I want you to give me the resiliency trait, okay? That's just right there. And what personal quality, attitude, or behavior does this statement describe, okay? And it gives you the example up here. Okay, so make sure you spend the time doing this. Okay, so this is taking a little bit of thought. You're analyzing. So you need to think about what the statement's saying and a time that you've done this in your life. Okay, and then there's another one that you gave the lowest ratings and you're going through. And down here, how many of these best describe you? So highlight, discuss, add another page to it if you want to fill out this one down here. Okay. So back to, okay. So then we talk about identifying and defying obstacles. So you're just going to read through this and overcoming some things with another short video. Okay. And how you transition into new opportunities or so on. Okay. So then you're going to read through this. Okay. And it discusses how some things you may see the signs that stormy weather may be coming. So challenges, changes that could be coming. It's good to know that there's places to look if you need some type of help, or if you, like down here, if you feel like you were fired without cause, you can go to the Ministry of Labor and find out. Okay. There's also safety issues in other places. if you have no idea and you've moved and you're looking for doctors, nurses, and everything else, there's Telehealth Ontario. So there's also, when you decide to move or as you're getting older, your personal 911, okay? Which basically would be a list of all your things that you need in case of emergencies or just contact information. So I want you to fill this out. It is this one right here. And some of this is already filled out, but I'm like, your doctor, it's good to have their number ready to go right away. Look up in your neighborhood a walk-in clinic or after-hours clinic if you needed to go. So maybe it's an address or what it's called in the address. Okay. So I want you to try to fill this out with as much information. If you need bus service, give me some information on who the bus service is. Is there any taxi services? Okay. These are all things that if you, these like right here, legal eggs right here. So you don't even need to look at these, but only the ones that are empty. You could try to add in, and this is just for your own personal reference. Okay. So that is the work for this unit. It should probably take you about one class period to read over and watch the videos, and then one or so class periods to fill out the survey to submit, and work a little bit, probably longer, to work just on this for your own personal reference, because it's good to have this in case something had happened. Yeah, and that is it. So I will likely post new material on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.